Yes, I can see.
Great. Thank you, Cam.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Camry Moses. I'm 16 years old and I'm a member of Heart Smiles. Today, we're here today to talk about guiding the research agenda to re-engage disconnected youth by using the power within our voices. That means getting your opinion. We need all youth connected. With all this being said, I would like to thank everyone for coming to this session. I need everyone to get ready for this session because this will be something that won't be ordinary. I will now let John introduce himself.
Okay, so hey everybody, my name is John Neal. I've been a youth leader in Heart Smiles for about a month now. And first of all, I just want to thank everybody for coming because it is very important to get youth's perspective heard. And we're just going to be talking to you guys about disconnected youth and opportunity youth and how we can actually get them reconnected. And the title, of course, is Using the Power of Youth and Practitioner Voice to Guide Re-Engagement Research. And that's just a whole lot of mumbo jumbo to tell everyone that we're just attempting for everyone to get back in the flow of things so that we all have youth to be in a successful kind of mindset. So with that, I want to pass it over to my personal favorite, the CEO of Heart Smiles, Miss Joni, and then followed by our partners at ASPE, Miss Caitlin, Miss Sherry, and Miss Lisa.
Good afternoon, everyone. I just want to say thank you guys for allowing us to be here today. And I'm super, super excited that we get to allow two of our favorites to lead this conversation today.
Thanks, Joni, John, and Cam. And I know us at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services are super excited to be partnered with you guys once again. So just a little bit of background. Hi, everyone. My name is Caitlin Jones. I work in the Office of the Assistant Secretary for Planning and Evaluation at HHS, or the Department of Health and Human Services here in DC. And I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Lisa Trivitz. I'm here in the Division of Children and Youth Policy in the Department of Health and Human Services.
I think our other colleague, Sherry, might be having some technical difficulties. She's the director for our Children and Youth Policy team in our office. Thank you.
Okay, now that everyone got a chance to introduce themselves, I need everybody to drop their name in the chat. Like, I need everybody to drop their name in the chat. Like, we're about to have like a family-oriented session right now. We need the name, like where you from, like everything. Put that in the chat so we can stay connected.
Okay, so now, okay, I see everybody's really active in the chat. So now I just want to give the opportunity to everybody to present to you guys an icebreaker. So the icebreaker for the day is, for one, we want everybody to turn their cameras on and make your silliest face. That's the first part. Keep muted though. So if you don't want to turn your camera on, it's alternate icebreaker that I prepared for you guys. You guys are really funny. Yeah, if you don't want to turn your camera on, I have an alternate icebreaker for you guys. And I want you guys to just answer the question, like, if you had a celebrity match or just like someone that's a celebrity who's actually a role model in your life, I want you to drop them down in the chat. And I want you to give me like a reason why you feel as though like they're just very influential to you. So I'll start. I would say for me, I would say Taraji P. Henson, because I just love how confident she is. And with being a Black woman in this industry, I feel like it's just very inspirational, not even just for me, but for all of my youth out there who actually want to make a change out in the world and show them that, yes, we can do this, and yes, we have a voice. I feel like it's just really empowering to me. So, Cam, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely would pick Taraji as well, because like I just love her, like her personality, like especially if you follow her on social media, like her social media is there, like, and she keeps it real. I love her movies, like when she's in Tyler Perry movies, like she's just so versatile, and like I can do nothing but respect that. So I definitely would pick Taraji as well, and she probably would be a great mentor. Let's see what everybody got in these comments. Okay, Tyler Perry. I can definitely respect that, especially being Black, like during this time and just doing so many things. What's some comments that stick out to you, John?
I see Ellen DeGeneres, and Shay Jones says that she loves Ellen DeGeneres because she likes her advocacy for the LGBT community, and Tyler Perry for speaking out against child abuse. I can definitely agree. I can definitely respect anyone who puts their 2 cents out there and their opinion to just advocate against something that's negative, so we can have a more positive mindset about everything. So yeah, I see Nancy Pelosi. She says, Kathy Hamilton says Nancy Pelosi because she stands up against you know who every day. So personally, I mean, like, I definitely agree. I very much respect Nancy Pelosi. She's a very good politician. And yeah, I just feel like I really agree with that. And lastly, I see Brent Fayez, and Brent Fayez is a Black artist in the industry, if anybody didn't know. And Kamaya says, I love his music. It's so amazing and versatile. I definitely agree. I listen to Brent Fayez all the time. He's definitely someone that everyone should go check out after this session is over.
Yes, thank you, John, for having that amazing icebreaker, and thank you everybody for like participating and being these comments. We're now going to move on to the next slide. So here we are. We're here to the seriousness. I know we all hate this part, but here we're going to make it fun. I promise that we're going to make it fun. So, well, what are opportunity youth? We define them as youth between the ages of 16 and 24 who aren't receiving higher education, meaning more than they have had before or in the workforce. You know how many youth are in this position? 4.5 million. Let that sink in. 4.5 million people are in this position. Not people, youth. And we're here to change this all. It's time for a change. When I tell you there's so much strength within Heart Smiles, it's always someone connected with something. So we have like a big importance on networks. Like we have these things called success sessions. And there's sessions that we have on YouTube Live where we get youth engaged and have guest speakers and everything. And that's our way of getting out to opportunity youth. So we need time to get these opportunity youth reconnected and help you get these youth reconnected.
Okay, so now you should see 2 charts, the differences between subgroups. So the chart on the left, it shows how much of opportunity youth is disconnected in certain areas. So for me, I see more of it on the West Coast. It's more widespread on the East Coast, but in larger areas on the West Coast. So it's a little bit of diversity here. Me personally, I believe there shouldn't be any type of diversity. It should just, everybody should be connected. But you know, that's why we're having conferences like these. We have to get the message out there to continue the conversation. So on the right, you should see the differences between subgroups and racial categories. So something that sticks out to me is the Black community. And of course it would, because I'm a part of the Black community, so it would be very interesting to me to see why we're so high up on the charts. So I do have a lot of friends who are disconnected, who aren't in work or school. And I feel like conversations like these, they should participate in these conversations so that we can kind of shorten the gap a little bit and kind of just engage these opportunity youth more, especially with connected youth also, because we have to keep them motivated just in case they're feeling like they want to fall off the ball too. And also I see Native American at the top of the list. I see Latino in the middle and white and Asian towards the lower parts.
Okay, here we have another graphic, and it basically shows that disconnected youth are less likely to have completed a bachelor's degree, more likely to have a disability, more likely to be in poverty, receiving Medicaid, just all of that. And one thing that I really love about Heart Smiles is that we get to reach out to those young mothers, those people that haven't got their diploma, didn't have their bachelor's degree. Like through our program, we have a lot of youth that are in those predicaments. And like Baltimore City, like the thing that you see on the news is like we're in poverty, it's violent, like different things like that. So it's a program that's really needed. And like the model that we have, like with leadership and just reaching out to people with like our family-oriented program is just something that we really need, especially with this big gap in between connected youth and disconnected youth, with being in poverty, less likely to get married, not reaching that higher education, bachelor's degree, or sometimes not even a high school diploma. So I think it's really important for us in guiding the re-engagement research.
Okay, so now we've talked at you for a little bit, so we want to hear a little bit about your responses and your opinions. So we have a poll for you guys. We want you guys to answer it down in the chat, and we also have a poll that should pop up for you guys on the screen. We want you to answer, are you watching this as A, youth, B, a practitioner working directly with youth, C, a practitioner indirectly working with youth, or D, a researcher or policymaker, or just anybody in general?
And don't let this poll like steer you, because y'all know y'all still young. I know y'all a little up there, but y'all still young. But right now we talking about youth like around 16, 24 age, okay? So make sure you answer that poll for us.
Rashawn, will the results pop up?
Oh, they're popping up for me. I guess I have to click end polling. So just
maybe
tell
give
me so far 86%. I guess when it's 90%, maybe I'll just share it.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yes, Miss Veronica. I see all of y'all like y'all young. Okay.
Okay, so I see a lot of you out there are practitioners. So about 56% of you guys are practitioners working directly with youth, and the least amount is youth at 11%. So I do want these practitioners to actually listen, like let us give you some of our input as youth so you can better help us and just better help the community of disconnected youth. I really want everybody to just actually just pay attention and just listen to us, because you might actually hear something that you didn't realize before about what you might be doing that isn't as effective. So I just want everybody to just be mindful and be open-minded to the fact that, you know, we might have some very effective ideas for you guys that can actually help you progress in your occupation.
I think John kind of understood it a little bit. Like, we're going to tell you something that you didn't know before. Like, we're going to tell you something that you didn't know before. Like, we've even reached out to some of the people that would be labeled disconnected youth and like really got their opinions, did some interviews and did a little research of our own to like really get a connection with the youth. And because we're lucky, we're a part of Heart Smiles, and a lot of people don't have a connection to a type of program that really cares about motivating you or having mentors that just genuinely want to help you. So he kind of underplayed it, but you know, we're going to tell you something that you didn't know before. All right, so right now we're about to tell you some background. So this is background about the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and they're committed to strengthening the economic and social well-being of Americans. So like across their whole entire life. So they provide services to improve the labor force, which is the workforce among vulnerable populations. So that includes the Black people, the Latino people, just everybody that would be considered vulnerable. And youth are critical to this lifespan approach for the economic well-being. And like they have a lot of opportunities for that. So they work across the government and with other agencies to like reduce the barriers that people may have in those vulnerable populations.
Okay, so we've reached me and Cam's favorite slide, Miss Joni's slide. So we're gonna talk to you guys about Heart Smiles. So I know you guys have seen Heart Smiles on the Hoover page and just, you know, what is Heart Smiles? So like, we're gonna tell you a little bit about it. So like I said earlier, I've been a part of Heart Smiles for about a month now, and I've only been in the virtual aspect of Heart Smiles. So like, I feel like it's really a chance for me to really progress. And even when we do go back to the physical being actually at Bloomberg, because this picture was taken at Bloomberg, I feel like I'll have a lot more opportunities. And as you can see in this picture, we have Miss Joni towards the left, and she's in the Heart Smiles hoodie with the cross necklace. So like I said, she's one of my personal favorites. She's very committed to helping youth just progress and actually helping disconnected youth as well as connected youth, just having YouTube lives every day to like help motivate us to actually have us do productive things even while in quarantine. She still wants us to be disciplined. She still wants us to be confident in our abilities, and she still wants us to actually get out there and use our voices. So I know a lot of you guys are practitioners, but for the practitioners, youth, whoever you are, get on these success sessions, because success sessions are basically 3 to 4 sessions a day. And success sessions, basically, it gets me motivated. Even in the morning, we have Miss Simone. Miss Simone co-hosts with Miss Joni, and they say good morning to every last person who's in the chat. And, you know, just gives us daily just positivity. And then we have our guest session. And our guest session basically has a lot of, just a lot of people who know of Heart Smiles, but like just want to tell us more about their journey and, you know, how they came up in the world and how we could potentially just get up there in the world. So I know I talked a lot about it, but I want to let Cam just tell you a little bit more about our other 2 sessions and then like some of her just personal experiences with Heart Smiles. So Cam?
I think that went over y'all head a little bit. Like, did y'all hear what Joy said that he only been in Heart Smiles for a month virtually? Like, y'all know we really doing something great. If we got John up here present Heart Smiles in a conference, this is a big thing. Like, and he's only been with us virtually. Like, in that picture right there is like, that's a beautiful picture, because it's like we have so many businesses. We have a graphic design business. It's called Central Creativity. I even have my own business. It's called KR Smoothies. We have artists. We have Young Elder. We have NTS Nearer, which means nothing to something, and that's what we're trying to do here. Like, it's things that haven't been done for the disconnected youth, and we need to make something happen. You know, so this is just like our family. Like, anytime that I hate this slow, but anytime like that we're together, it's like a mini family reunion. And like, what programs you really know that can really provide that nice family reunion feel? We'll eat, like have our food all there together, and like really just sit and do things and talk and have real discussions. Winning Wednesdays with Miss Nellie now and Thriving Thursdays, man, we love them. So yeah, I'm just excited for John and everybody new that came on the virtual meetings on success sessions, just to really like meet us all in person, because this family feel in the virtual realm is good, but like the physical, like with everybody hugging each other and everything, it's just way better. Like, and some of the people on this call, y'all need to come and be guest speakers on this summer success sessions on July the 13th, and like register to be a guest speaker. And we're gonna get all in your business too, because we like to know all the tea, all of it. So y'all gotta come.
Yeah, so Cam pretty much just gave you guys a really exciting just overall of Heart Smiles, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit more of the informative piece. So like I said, Heart Smiles was started by CEO Miss Joni Hollifield, get the name right. So, you know, Miss Joni founded Heart Smiles in 2015, and she was inspired to start Heart Smiles based off of Freddie Gray's death. And she feels as though like we actually deserve the opportunity, like Freddie Gray didn't. We actually deserve the opportunity as youth, disconnected or connected, it doesn't matter. We all deserve the opportunity to get our voice heard, and we definitely deserve the opportunity to be successful in such a cruel and just not active world. You know, we have to be more active. We have to take advantage of the opportunities that we have. And Miss Joni really just provided them to us. I've had about maybe 5 projects or so from Miss Joni so far, and they were paid opportunities. Like, I made about $1,000 within this past month, and I don't really know too many 15, 14, 15-year-olds, and even some people in their 20s who make that much money. So like, you know, I really, like Cam said, you have to get on these success sessions, you have to be consistent, and you have to be disciplined, because one thing I've learned, even for me being in Heart Smiles for a month, Miss Joni saw the potential in me and saw the consistency that I had, always asking her for opportunities and things. You know, you really have to be active, and if you really show that you want it, she's going to give it to you. So yeah, that's just a little bit about what my experience has been in Heart Smiles, and I really hope a lot of these youth in here and practitioners, y'all all have to come. Like I said, some of y'all have to be on these sessions as guest mentors, and even us sometimes, the youth, we get to lead some of these sessions, talk about stuff that's passionate to us. So y'all got to get on these sessions. We won't be on this week or the week after that, but Success Sessions just ended for season 1. That's only season 1. Season 2 is coming, like Cam said, on July the 13th, and we will be continuing through the summer. So get on there, get very successful, and become a successful minded person. So yeah.
Yeah, Success Sessions is definitely where you start. But today we're here to talk about this research agenda. So what is a research agenda? A research agenda is identifying areas where we don't have research. So like a lot of people don't know how to deal with opportunity youth, or people who would be labeled as opportunity youth. So that's what this research agenda would be discovering. Also areas where we need to do additional research. So the areas that we do know where things work for opportunity youth, what else do we need? Okay, so the goal of this research agenda is to capture policy relevant research questions that need to be answered to develop the evidence base for what we're seeing. Prevent disconnection. So like the people who are disconnected, what could have prevented them from being that way, and how to get them reconnected. So how could we reconnect the youth that did get disconnected, and how to improve outcomes. So if people aren't without jobs or aren't without education, how can we make that more accessible? And identifying the gaps between the people that are opportunity youth and aren't opportunity youth, and like how could we eliminate that gap?
Okay, so I know you guys see a lot of just mumbo jumbo on your screen today. So the top says building a research agenda for opportunity youth, and there's a whole bunch of stuff under it, so I'm gonna kind of navigate it for you guys. So some of my colleagues back in September 2019 actually got to participate in this conference and just gain obtainable knowledge about how we can actually get opportunity youth back in the loop. And looking towards the bottom, you'll see Sarah, the name Sarah in big letters. Right next to that, you should see a quote by Jamira, "Slow down and be a kid again." And I actually agree with this quote, but I feel like the harsh truth for all of us is eventually we're going to grow up. We're going to grow up and we're going to have to be in this working class, and we're going to have to be in this school world. Everyone has to do it. So, you know, that's the only way I feel like you can actually be successful. You have to have some type of education to actually be successful in your career. So I feel like, Jamira, she actually kind of gave us a couple quotes about how that conference was for her and how she just dealt with all of the stuff that they gave her. So I'm gonna read a quote directly from Jamira. She says, "By me being a youth living in the inner city of Baltimore and amongst disconnected youth, I was able to speak for them," talking about disconnected youth, "and I felt like I was speaking for the silenced and helping them along with myself to make change." And that's what we're all about. We have to make change, because things are not exactly in the positive mindset that we want everybody to be. We don't have all of those youth in that positive mindset, not yet. Not yet. We're going to get them there, definitely. And it's not just with this conversation. It has to be conversation just continued on. So yeah, I want everybody to get up there and just actually continue on the conversation, because this is very important. So yeah, I'm gonna just say everybody get out there and actually just continue on this conversation so we can actually make a change, like Jamira said.
In addition to that, like, I don't know if what y'all received from that quote, but she said she was speaking for the silenced. So me and John are here today to like really empathize with the people who would be labeled opportunity youth or disconnected youth, and actually give them that voice. And that's what Jamira did when she was at that conference. And I feel like that's a key part in like really understanding what opportunity youth need. You guys in here, y'all need to like think of life if you didn't have that high school diploma or that bachelor's degree or that PhD, and like really ground yourself and put yourself in their shoes. Because you can't do anything if you don't understand where someone's coming from or you're not empathizing with them. So you really need to really like take a step back and think of all the things that you need to do if you were in that point of view of what people can do for you. So these are the next steps for seeking more input. So we would do focus groups to really gauge people's personal opinions, interviews like John and I did over before this conference to really get like a personal feel, and presentation. So more like this long presentation that me and John doing right now, to really like get people engaged and get the real, true, and raw them.
Okay, so we have a little word cloud for you guys that's going to allow you guys to brainstorm a little bit. We talked at you for a little bit more. We want to actually hear these opinions that you guys got going on. So the word cloud question of the day is, what comes to mind when you think of resources for reconnecting opportunity youth? And at the bottom, it's kind of dark, but I want you guys to see, it says to answer, use the poll feature in Hoover. So I want you guys to go over there and answer. But first, I'm going to give my opinion. I think some of the resources for reconnecting opportunity youth, it's not even just physical resources. It's about understanding and connecting minds together. So I would say for me, I really just think it's about, you know, kind of understanding that we have to have patience with this youth, because the youth don't really take no stuff these days. We aren't like some of the last generations, where we definitely don't take any stuff. You know, we actually are working actively to have our voices heard, but I feel like we're not really in the correct position to get our voices heard. We have to be amplified by all people, not just youth. Older people who actually respect us, younger people who look up to us. We have to, you know, like get our voices heard for them, not just us, for everybody. So I feel like we have some very important contributions and some very important just actions to take to actually get this boat floating. So Cam, you got anything to say?
So in addition to that, I actually, with one of my interviews, interviewed an 18-year-old female living in Baltimore City, and she really said that it's important for adults to like really have patience with us and really take our opinions into consideration. I feel like that's a thing that you need to take note of. And in order to answer this question for this word cloud, what comes to mind when you think of resources for reconnecting opportunity youth? Think of it, like I said, as if you didn't have anything that you have right now. And you can drop that in the comments. You can put that in the word cloud, just anything. So please put that in the chat. We need to get like really interactive with this session, because it's about to get deep.
So
Okay.
to complete the poll, Amanda, thank you for linking to the poll. The poll has been linked in the chat. You can also use the Hoover app on your phone. Open up the app, and on the home screen, scroll down the polls, and poll that says what resources do you think of when you think of opportunity youth?
Yeah, so I see a lot of people are active. I see that some people are saying childcare, we need real opportunities, and we need our mental health to be better. So I understand all of this. I really do. And I feel like we have to I'm really emphasized on the mental health piece. I really feel like we need to take care of ourselves mentally so we can effectively do these jobs, so we can put our heart into it and not just doing it. Because really, we can tell the difference. We can tell the difference like on some of these presentations. Like me and Cam are trying to give you guys like a whole bunch of enthusiasm, because we actually are just very enthusiastic about all of this. We're really empowered about it. So, you know, like, you have to take care of your mental health so that people can actually hear your voice effectively, and then we can actually come together to make some sort of change.
Yes, and the two things that stuck out to me was mental health and opportunities, because I feel like with the opportunities part, it should also be leadership. So leadership opportunities, like me and John were actually asked to be a part of this conference, and I feel like people don't always see the power in youth voice, and that we can actually say something and have some meaning behind it, or have some evidence behind it. And like, I feel like that's really important. And the mental health one, it stuck out to me a lot, because I've actually got involved in another project, and it's a paid project at that, and it's with the Youth Alliance, and we basically are getting certified as first aids for youth for mental health. And it's me and my other guests, authentic relationships. I love that. But it's actually like youth that are getting prepared to be trained to help with other youth's mental health. And I feel like that's really important. Like, we can help other youth. But keep those answers coming in the word, Khalil, please. Okay, so what are we doing today? So this is the nitty-gritty part. So we're about to ask several questions, and this is to get like everyone's feedback on the opinions and everything that we really need to answer to prevent this disconnection. So this is how it's going to work. We're going to post the questions, like they're going to be separate, and we'll give examples. Me and John will answer the question ourselves, and we want you guys to provide the feedback in the chat. And this is with that thinking, that high school diploma that you received, that graduation that you had, it never happened. That college graduation that you had for that bachelor's, that PhD, that master's, none of that ever happened. Like, you're an opportunity youth. And that's how you're going to answer these questions. You have to think about those youth that you directly and indirectly work with. And for youth that's on here, or if you're opportunity youth, or if you're a label opportunity youth, because I don't want to call anybody opportunity youth, or you are connected, think about those friends that you have that don't have access to resources that you do. So that's what we're going to do today. So get ready and get your thoughts flowing.
Okay, so this first question is for all my youth and practitioners. If you want to also engage in this question or your question, feel free to down in the chat box. So the first question is, what do you wish people knew when they were working with you? And like Cam said, we're going to answer the question first while you guys get your thoughts together. And please put those responses down in the chat, because we're going to acknowledge some of those. So something that I wish my teachers and mentors knew when they were working with me is that I have a patience tolerance. Like, you have to be patient with me and my abilities so that I can effectively just know what you're talking about exactly, and how I can use it to the best of my abilities so it can help me be successful. And I can't have like everything just be talked at me, just thrown at me. Like, you see with this conference here, we're not just talking at you, we're not just giving you all this information about opportunity youth and just saying, go change the world. That's not how it works. We have to get some responses too. We also, you know, we want to hear your input. Like, it's all about genuine care. It's about being genuine with, you know, actually wanting to hear people's opinions, because people aren't going to want to speak up if they don't feel like you care. So, yeah, that's something for me. I feel like all of my mentors and teachers, they just need to be very active with just being patient with me and just knowing that I have like certain things that I'm not going to be as comprehensive on, and some that, you know, I have to be just taught more a little bit, and, you know, just have a little bit of elaboration on some of those things. So that's a little bit for me. Cam?
Yes, I definitely like love that patience part, because I feel like some things I don't know, some things that adults know, some things that we don't know that you need to like tell us about. But I also think that we do have enough knowledge to be put in those leadership positions and things like that. So I feel like you should really value our voices. And that's two things that I feel like people knew when working with me. So like I can build that confidence within myself. When other people believe in you, it's like the sky's the limit.
Also, we have a question for practitioners. I can't really answer based off of my personal experience because, you know, I'm a youth, I'm still learning myself. So even a lot of you guys, I saw a lot of you guys were practitioners. So I expect to see a lot of comments and a lot of responses. So get your responses in that chat box. And yeah, your question is, what do you wish you knew to better serve youth? So if you're someone that's working directly with youth, or even just imagine yourself working with youth, what would you want to know about these youth? What would you want them to express with you? Or, you know, like just gauge your inner practitioner. Imagine you were in a group with youth. What exactly would you want to know about them and how to better serve them?
And I definitely also want to add, we also interviewed a Black male in Baltimore City. He's 16 years old, and I quote, "Sometimes someone needs to teach these kids how to be leaders instead of overusing their authority." So like sometimes, like I said before, adults don't know that we have power, and so they'll take and do everything. But like with Ms. Joni and with the partners that we have in ASPE, like me and John were able to be a part of this opportunity right here, and like actually put in our input and get other people's input, because people believed in us to do it. So other people need to really take that into consideration and have youth be leaders and just everything. So it can be a boost with our confidence and a boost of the things that we can do.
Yeah, so real quick, I'm just going to acknowledge a couple of these comments because we are running up on time, but I want to get kind of what you guys are saying. So I see that Arjan Baptiste, if I'm saying it right, correct me if I'm wrong, but Arjan said the whole child. So home struggles, what they have to deal with. So like, I honestly agree. I wish that people knew what I had to deal with if I was one of those youth who didn't really have a really good home, or, you know, like just a good environment to get my mind and my space flowing. So I wish that people knew that about me. So yeah, I see one more. I'm going to read one more. I see that as a practitioner, I wish I knew what opportunities you would want access to but don't have. And, you know, that's something that Miss Joni does a lot. I'm going to refer back to Miss Joni because I have a lot of experience with her. She actually gave me opportunities that I didn't even know that I wanted until I actually found out about them. It's like she's kind of a mind reader when it comes to that type of stuff. So all of the youth in here, she'll give you those opportunities if you actually show her that you actually want them. So get on these success sessions, and also just DM her on Instagram, because I know Instagram is popping nowadays. DM her on Instagram at HeartSmilesMD. HeartSmilesMD.
And yes, I don't want you guys to think that just because we're in Heart Smiles, we're saying it just because we were told to come here today. Like, this is something that we genuinely believe in. Like, me and John not just wearing these bomb Heart Smiles shirts because we here with Heart Smiles. Like, we really believe in Heart Smiles. So, like, just don't think that we just saying it just to say it. We're now going to move on to the next question. So what do you think opportunity youth need to be reconnected to work with school? So the people that did get disconnected from school or work, like, what do you think that they truly need? So like I said, I think that people need that, well, youth need that motivation and push so they can get that drive, so they can gain that momentum. And I think that's what really is like involved in like Heart Smiles. Like, we have multiple mentors, and not to mention like volunteers that come and genuinely just help us. And I would like to pass the baton off to John too, to like really get those quotes out from the mentor to like really show that we genuinely care.
Yeah, so I'm gonna read some of those quotes, but first I want to give my answer to the question. And the first comment I saw from Miss Mo, people that care. And that just really sums it up. I can't really say too much more about that. It's just some people actually need that extra push, and they want people that genuinely care about them. They feel like in a cruel world like this that they don't really have the correct responses or just correct materials, and nobody is willing to help them effectively to help them be successful. So you need people who actually care about these youth to actually help them move on. And a quote that I have from one of our mentors, Miss Caitlin, she works on the academic session. So anybody struggling with algebra or anything like that, get on her session. She says, she says, and I quote, "It is so inspiring to see heartbeats work hard day after day to achieve their goals. And the best part is when they teach me things, which pretty much happens during every session." So that is very true. I'm on Miss Caitlin's session actually the most, like actually being physically on her session. I work a lot with her, and she doesn't even just go with the academic part. Like we actually talk about real world issues and stuff that actually happens in the world today to kind of get people like more just aware of what's going on in our active world today. So not even just her session, get on everybody's session. Just get on her smiles. So yeah.
Definitely. I'm gonna look at some of these comments and see what people are saying. Some people said access, resources, and systems are so hard to find, to figure out, and navigate. So we need to really try to figure out how to like get those opportunities and resources out there so people can really get a chance to know them. Yeah, that's one that really stuck out to me. We're gonna go on to the next question. We're not gonna miss any of these responses. We're gonna get them recorded. Okay, so I'm gonna pass the baton back off to John.
Okay, so I see, I didn't really understand this picture at first. I do see 3 children standing on just, the word isn't coming to me right now, but just boxes. They're standing on boxes. And in the first picture, you see equality where everyone's standing on a box. And in the second one, equity, you see the box is given more to the shortest one who actually needs to see. So I feel like equality is something that's very important. We need to give all youth this platform in order to, you know, be successful and have all the opportunities as other youth. But equity, you have to kind of focus more on the people who need it most, like disconnected youth. You have to focus on them more so that they can actually get there. Us connected youth, and like I said, I don't want to label anybody, but us me, I refer to myself as a connected youth. I'm in school and, you know, I'm working actively. So me as a connected youth, I've already had some of the resources that were effective towards me to help me be successful in these opportunities, just going out into the working world and already being in school. But I do know some people who need it more than me, that actually it could help benefit them more and actually get them on a level as mine.
Definitely. I feel like that's what we're here for today. Like me and John wouldn't be here if this wasn't a conversation that needed to be had. Equality is something that people wanted before, but like equity is what we really need. Like people that need it the most. So the people that are disconnected youth, like how do we get them reconnected? And like what resources do they need additional so we can prevent that gap? Let's read some of these comments. Meeting people where they are and understanding our needs may be different in order to reach the same goal. I definitely agree with that comment.
Miss Caitlin, could you move to the next slide, please? Okay, so the question at the top is, what works specifically for opportunity youth? So some things to consider current knowledge, empowerment, social capital, and mentorship. For me personally, I feel like you have to know what type of youth you're working with to actually help them effectively. Because like I said, all youth are different. We aren't all the same. Even though we have like the same type of personalities, sometimes we're not all the same. So, kind of get a relationship with your youth, specifically of who you're working with, to know like how they operate, what's going on, so you don't say the wrong thing, just kind of get level with those youth so you actually know who you're dealing with and who you're working with. And as far as mentorship, yeah, some people actually need that. And I know I needed that for a little bit. And going back to Miss Joni, you see her in the picture with Ray Band, a musical artist who's also in Heart Smiles. Like, some people just need that mentorship to help them get on that level so that they can be successful, just like some of the connected youth are nowadays.
I definitely agree. And that family orientation model really definitely goes into like everything on this list. How do we get people really open to getting to new opportunities, and that mentorship, like that really having people to motivate us, empowers us. So that's what we know already works, especially with being a part of Heart Smiles. We know this. May you go to the next slide, please.
Okay, so we're back at Heart Smiles. So you see in these 4 pictures that you see the genuine type of feel. You see the second family type of feel, and I actually have a couple quotes here from some of my fellow Heartbeats who were in Heart Smiles and still are in Heart Smiles, and how it helped them. So one of our Heartbeats said, "Heart Smiles has helped me see the potential in my future that I didn't even see at one point. I have gained great relationships and friends for a lifetime." And I just got to tell you, she isn't lying. Cam is one of my friends. So, like, along with many others, just making those connections. Miss Joni and Heart Smiles in general just helps you with that. And another one is from another one of our Heartbeats. She says, "Miss Joni was put into my life for a reason, and she gave me the opportunity to be a part of something so great and uplifting. Heart Smiles is like my huge second family." I couldn't have said it better. Heart Smiles is like my huge second family. I do identify with a lot of the Heartbeats that I've met. And we really just, even if we don't know each other, like, you can just engage in the comments. Just be active in the comments, because you might have similar opinions or beliefs to someone else. And that's how you get connected. That's one of the reasons how me and Cam got connected. Along with me ordering one of her smoothies, that's the first time I got to see her in person. So order your smoothies. So, yeah, you really just get this kind of just family feel with this entire slide right here, just the whole genuine effect it gives off. And, like, it actually just gives a positive feel, and it makes you feel just really at home.
Definitely. Like, all those pictures, like I said, those family reunions, it's like we had those every week. So that's definitely something I appreciate. But I would like to thank just everyone for coming and really being a part of this session. I would like to thank John, Miss Joni, Miss Caitlin, Miss Sherry, Miss Lisa, just really to have us being a part of this session, and just everyone for being here. And I love you guys. You guys are family. Like, we met you this first time. Like, anytime we meet people for the first time, it's like everyone's family. So thank you for coming.
Yes.
Cam, you and John were more than part of this session. You were this session. Thank you guys so much for getting us the answers that we were seeking. Thank all of you for participating and your answers in the chat. This was incredible. Cam let us know that we at HHS needed to up our energy to try to match her. So we will do our best from here on out to match what they have taught us today. Thank you for modeling so well. You guys are incredible.
Thank you, everybody. And just don't be afraid to hit everybody up. Don't be afraid to hit Miss Joni up, or anybody from ASPE, Miss Caitlin, Miss Sherry, Miss Lisa. We're all just very happy to hear from you, So yeah, I just want to thank everybody for coming, everybody for helping to put this presentation together, and just continue the conversation. Don't let the conversation stop here, and just keep going. Be active and get your voice heard out there. Thank you, everybody.
That was fantastic. And I think I speak for everyone when I say that, like, wow, that was fantastic and a job well done to the Heart Smiles team and HHS. Thank you guys. Just like John said, keep it going. The emails are here. You can find them, all the speakers in the Hoover app. Set up a virtual meetup, maybe to keep the conversation going, post in the community tab. And join us in a couple of minutes. We're going to be doing like an impromptu happy hour where folks can just debrief and kind of do some chatting and stuff like that. That starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific time. Other than that, join us tomorrow. We'll start the same time, same place, and we'll have lots of fun. So thanks. That was really dope, y'all. I'll just give another wave. That was really fun.
Hey, Rashawn.
I think they learned and took a lot out of it. Oh, I guess I can stop recording actually.
Joni